Okay, good advice. And with the actual exam as well, you're talking about kind of like just bringing in anything that could be relevant. Was filling the lines or going beyond something, a theme in your work? Like,
Yes.
So tell us about that. How much will you write in for your short answer and even those extended responses?
Always more than the lines. They never give you enough lines. They will never... They're meant to give you 2 lines per mark, I believe. But for the most part, that will only work if you are the marker and you wrote the sample answer in the most succinct and concise way you possibly can. Very rarely did I manage to fit everything I could think for the question within the
allocated
lines.
space.
Yeah, so I was... For bio, probably less so, because you can use acronyms and you can use diagrams even. Don't be afraid to answer with diagrams is another thing with biology. For some questions, you can. But for a lot of languages subjects, I would be writing and then there'd be an asterisk and then it would go up here and then it would be like arrows all over the place. So sorry to the HSC markers that marked my work. But yeah, definitely you can write however much you have time to. Just get it on the page. It'll always be better to have more than to have less.
What if someone's worried about spending too much time on a question and they run out of time on the paper? Like, how did you factor that in?
I was not one of those people that left multiple choice for last. I know a lot of people do that, but I didn't do that. I just tried to do enough past papers to kind of know that I would get it done in time. Okay. It's not like I had in my head, like a 4 minutes for this and a 6 minutes for this. I was just like, I know I've written this length bio paper approximately within the set amount of time, like 8 to 10 times already.
Yeah.
So I know that I can finish it in the time. And that was about all the time planning I really had. And I was fine. For biology, I think I finished with about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Left.
That says something. But I think, yeah, that at least do a lot of past papers if you're not going to, have some kind of system. And, I always say keep an eye on the clock anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely look at the clock.
But you should do timed write-outs. And if you're doing the paper comfortably, each time you do a past paper, then, you're probably fine.
For English, I did, because I didn't always want to sit down and do a 3-hour exam, sometimes I would I'd give myself 40 minutes just to write one of the modules. And then I would just bang out, okay, there's my mod A, and I know I can do that in, 38 minutes and 45 seconds or whatever. And so for bio, I didn't do question by question, but yeah, I would know that if the multiple choice took me maximum 15 minutes, then I had X amount of time left for the rest of the paper, and I knew that I could do the rest of the paper in that time. And that was...
Talk us through the rest of the exam, like in terms of 3 markers, 4 markers, and then those longer ones. Did you have a particular kind of pattern to how you answered those, or a model? Like if it was a 3 marker, would you always do 3 sentences? Tell us about those kind of things.
Not necessarily 3 sentences, but if it's 3 marks, you want 3 points of information. So if they ask you, for example, for 3 marks to name the differences between DNA and RNA, if you put 1 difference, that is not enough. Even though like technically even if you're right, that's not good. Like that's not enough. So you need at least 3 points of information. And if for 9 marks, they ask you, explain the process to create a transgenic organism, for example, you need basically 9 steps in there or 9 points of information. So if you have 4 steps and 5 kind of like fact type things or bits of information, as long as you end up with 9 clear things that that can answer the question and that relate to the question, you should be getting the marks.
Okay.
That's basically what my bio teacher would tell me. Like, if you have the number of points of correct information for the number of marks, you're generally good.